thought you were gonna go first, but that's totally cool.
Well, you can tell them about me, and then I'll tell them about you.
Yeah.
Think about the family she was born into. Country music champion Ken Finlay for a dad, the family band, Cheatham St Warehouse for a backdrop. She embraced the family and musical tradition, but Halleyanna Finlay also sought her own identity. She is now a part of a burgeoning Lockhart, Texas songwriting community with a bag full of her own songs that are all first class. Consider this a revival. Halleyanna is our next guest on Songwriters Across Texas.
Check 1, 2. Here we go. Alrighty, there we go. Cheatham St Warehouse. My name is Halleyanna, and I'm sometimes I say I'm from San Marcos, Texas. I'm really from Martindale, Texas, but there's not a hospital to be born there. And now I live in Lockhart, Texas. So I thought tonight, at my very place of musical birth, I would try to sing some songs about the places that I love. So I'm gonna start with a song that I wrote about the Get Along Ranch. And I want to dedicate this to my family that's in the back there.
Growing up in a family of music, you know, we didn't have TVs or anything like that. We didn't have cable growing up, which was really awesome, and I don't even know if people do that anymore. But my dad raised my older sister and my older brother to be his backing band, and honestly, there wasn't really a place for me to be in the band, so I became a songwriter right away. I hid myself in my room, and I promised myself that I could learn by myself. My dad, Kent Finlay, reopened this music venue called Cheatham St Warehouse when I was about 15 years old. So I got to witness some of the best education that I could ever get from everyone that played there down in San Marcos, from Terry Hendricks to Monty Montgomery to Todd Snyder to James McMurtry, until 2015 when my dad passed away. And now I'm carrying on his legacy, so I gotta do this because I have to. It's a calling. It's so funny, I didn't really approach my dad about a song ever until I was like 18, 19 years old. And he's worked with a lot of people, but I just needed to know that I could do it alone. And that's kind of how I still live. Like, even with a roommate, a husband that also plays music, I find that I can really kind of stomp something out when nobody else is in the room. My first guitar, I guess I was 8 years old, and I was a huge fan of Jewel. Okay, come on, let's not kid ourselves. She's very talented. So I would lock myself in the room. The internet was a thing. And so I was able to teach myself, you know, all the basic chords by looking at the web. And my dad would kind of, I knew he was standing outside the door listening. Yeah, check it out. I lost my Halleyanna pick, but here's a Kent Finlay pick right when I need it. You know, can you see that? I know it's a little blurry. I don't know about you guys, but bridges are tough, you know? But I sat down in the cabin one night. It was my first gig at the Devil's Backbone Tavern when they reopened, and I was playing with Dustin and his dad, Kevin Welch. And I sat in the cabin and I said, this thing needs a bridge. So I threw one in there, and I think it made the segment that we did, you know? So yeah, this song's called Spinning Me Around, and there's a pretty cool lick in there that I'm still trying to learn, you know? So yeah, tune in and enjoy.
Well, I didn't see this coming. I didn't know you'd steal my breath. I gave you all I had to give, and now there's nothing left. I didn't even try to love you. It just came so naturally. I'm a fool forever thinking I could win your heart, your wild one, even for me, spinning me around like that as I held on by a thread. I had hopes that I could get you to slow down, honey, but you ran off without me instead. I've gotta keep my head up, but in love I took a pretty hard fall. I went all in, I thought I was feeling lucky, but I ended up losing it all. I didn't even try to love you, it just came so naturally. I'm a fool forever thinking I could win your heart, and a wild one even for me, spinning me around like that as I held on by a thread. I had hopes that I could get you to slow down, honey, but you ran off without me instead, spinning me around like that as I held on by a thread. I had hopes that I could get you to slow down, honey, but you ran off without me instead. I should have seen in your face what you had in your hand, just another bluff of a gambling man. Next thing you know, you put it all on red and threw me out on a game of roulette and left, spinning me around like that as I held on by a thread. I had hoped that I could get you to slow down, honey, but you ran off without me instead. I had hopes that I could get you to slow down, honey, but darling, it was just in my head.
Well, let me get in my get up, and then I'll probably look good while I do it at least.
I was gonna probably drag my gear next door and then change clothes. So I feel
Yeah,
like
that's it. That makes sense. I mean,
That's how I feel. We're going to be playing upstairs at this historical ballroom that they have renovated and made such an incredible venue. And they've been working for 2.5 years on it. And we're playing the opening night, you know? Next door, in the same building, at Commerce Cafe.
Let me introduce you to one of the kindest gentlemen that I know, Mr. Dustin Welch right here.
we still don't remember how we met. It was at a gig somewhere. I might have been running sound for her and her brother.
You could call my roommate, you could call my husband, you could call my better half. The funniest thing is when people ask, well, how did y'all meet? Well, we don't know, but we've both been running around in the same circles for a long, long time.
I'd always known about the Cheatham St Warehouse. Word got over to Nashville. They were encouraging the songwriters themselves to be performing, and Halleyanna's father gave them a place to be able to go
And start, yeah.
and get their start. And both places where we grew up, we were just immersed in the music scene.
Dustin's dad, Kevin Welch, has also been such an inspiration to me since probably before we even met. you know? So having a father-in-law that does everything that I grew up in is pretty lucky. Sure enough, I played with his dad, and I guess his dad maybe whispered in Dustin's ear that maybe I was good, you know? All of a sudden, it maybe sparked a little fire between us. And now here we are, the happiest couple in all of Texas music.
Oh. Hey, I need a couple guitar stands for next door. What happened?
Well, I'm sorry, honey. I'm making a video right now.
All right, I want to call Dustin Welch up here my husband and the only person that I ever need for the rest of my life. Because I love making you breakfast, and I love staying in bed. I love all those things. I don't mind saying it. I wanna hold you like a baby when your feelings get hurt. You know you could come to me. I wanna be the girl who makes the end of the day worth all the work at the factory. And if you're tired, I could ease the pain and rub your shoulders, honey. I'd even make you your favorite drink. But it don't matter, 'cause you'd rather just take care of it yourself. You don't need me. No, you don't need me in the morning like when we first met. And I only feel the passion when we fight. But every time I get the notion that you need a cigarette, you know I always try to light it. If you're a clinger, I'm your rock. If you're a leaner, I'm your tree. Put it all on me. But if you're looking for a rug or a reason to leave, then you can hit the road, baby. 'Cause I can tell that there was something that you've got that I need. And maybe you don't feel quite the same, sadly. I can tell you that I love you, I can tell you anything, but it don't matter, you don't need me. Just 'cause I don't like to see you down. And at the break of day, I'd make you eggs anyway. Scrambled sunny side up or fried. Or I could get up late if it means I get to stay wrapped up in covers by your side. But I can tell that there was something that you've got that I need. And maybe you don't feel quite the same, sadly. I can tell you that I love you, I can tell you anything, but it don't matter, you don't need me. Oh, I can tell you that I love you, I can tell you anything, but it don't matter, you don't need me. No, it don't matter, you don't need me. No, it don't matter. I don't really make up characters in my songs. That is straight from, that is how I kind of process a lot of things is through songwriting, and that's helped me a lot. So sometimes it can be hard when you're not ready to talk about something. If, you know, anybody out there has dealt with, you know, a death in the family or anything kind of tragic like that that you can't really handle, I know that music has helped me so much. And some of those songs I don't even share with anybody else. but definitely most of my catalog is a reflection of me and not some fiction. It's all creative nonfiction.
Yeah,
And that's old school.
that's old school.
Oh yeah, you stretched it out a little bit, didn't
Yeah,
you?
it kind of looked like you needed to sit down a little lower.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is my mom's hat, so. I mean, seriously, why would anybody want anything else? I wanted to bring y'all to Texas Hatters today because my dad, Kent Finlay, and Manny Gamish were really good friends. Manny made the best hats, and my dad was doing the best songs.
Texas Hatters, once upon a time, had been on South Lamar, which is actually how my grandfather met Kent Finlay and his family, and how that kind of whole music connection came together in old Austin, basically. And hats was a part of that for a lot of Austin musicians, thanks to my grandfather, and really thanks to people like Kent Finlay, who was known for having all of these collectives of songwriters that would come to Cheatham Street. My grandfather would send people Kent's way, and sometimes Kent would be sending people over. They would always kind of pass back and forth. Hey, there's this guy came in today, and he was performing on the shoe shine stand here at the hat shop, and that was Stevie Ray Vaughan before he was ever recognized for who he was. He had gotten in trouble with his mother because he came in and ordered a hat for my grandmother and my grandfather, and he couldn't afford to pay for it. So his mom called and said, hey, I'm sorry, Manny, but you know, Stevie, he didn't actually have any money. And he said, I tell you what, this young man wants a hat, he's gonna get a hat, but we're gonna make him work for it. So he actually used to come in and play for tips on the shoe shine stand that's up front, literally until he could pay for his hats. A handcrafted hat store not only can get you what you're looking for because we're making it by hand, but we can actually shape an identity and a character that maybe you didn't even know you had.
Due to their friendship, you know, my dad was inspired to write a song about Manny's hats called This Fine Hat of Mine. And I believe the most important part is it takes some time for fine hats and wine to reach their peak of perfection. And when you've got a good hat, you've got to be certain that she's getting plenty love and affection. A hat's like a woman, my friend, any way that she's rolled. A good one gets better with age. A cheap one only gets old. Miss you, Dad. I miss Manny, too. My dad is in the Country Music Hall of Fame right now, but this is probably still the proudest moment he had, being right outside of Texas Hatters here in Lockhart, Texas. This is a song that I wrote with my friend Haley Cole, and she's about to get married. Congratulations, Haley. I hope you're happy for the rest of your life, because I sure am. We can pretend that we're locked inside this house. It's coming down so hard it's gonna wash us out. So put your head on my shoulder, back into a slumber. Pull the covers over and wait until we have to surrender. Rain's coming down, it'll be alright. Storms like this just get me excited. I don't know why I feel like we should wait it out. Let's go dancing, darling. put our fears aside and face the music. Sent from the heavens above, baby, let's just use it. So put your head on my shoulder, sway side to side. Don't worry about the next move. Let the lightning strike. Rain's coming down, it'll be alright. Storms like this just get me excited. I don't know why I felt like we should wait it out. Let's go dancing, darling. To see the raindrops running down your skin makes me never wanna stop dancing. Rain's coming down, it'll be alright. Storms like this just get me excited. I don't know why I feel like we should wait it out. Let's go dancing, darling. Dancing, darling. We sure had a lot of rain today, huh? Let's dance in it, darling.
I can't believe how much I've missed being in a songwriter's circle. I don't know about you guys, but I've missed my community. I've missed hearing other people's songs. I've missed being inspired by other people's songs. So hopefully we can get back in that, right now, tonight. Bomb away, bomb away.
And we appreciate just how special this is and the magic that happens here and the reason that you are all here and the legacy that we are all preserving on behalf of that wonderful man in the pictured over there.
It's a huge honour, folks.
Like, we know, way over in Australia, people know about this back home. So thank you for supporting it. Thank you for preserving it. Thank you for being here. So
This is where my dad used to sit every night. He was here 6 days a week at least. A lot of Sundays we were open from 3 to 5. But this is where you can find Kent Finlay. And I mean, I don't know anybody that came in here and didn't get a smile from him. You belong to somebody else, but tonight you belong to me. That's in The Jerk, right? We were looking for a place to move to as a newly married couple, and the way things are picking up here in Lockhart, we thought we really need to check it out. So we moved here in 2020, and everything was so gorgeous and perfect and awesome. And then March, COVID hit.
As soon as we moved here to Lockhart, it was just like, okay, well, we got to find some work, and hopefully that's like in proximity where we can, walk. Started working here at Load Off Fanny's directly across the street, and these folks just became some really fast friends and got to start playing here as well. They have the stage over here. It's just a fun little joint to be able to hang out at no matter what.
Load Off Fanny's has been so good to us, and they've got that school out back just like they do at Cheatham, and they've got live music, and I never thought, I'd find myself in a place that just reminds me so much of Cheatham Street.
Shall we amble?
We knew that this was a place for people that are really interested in music and art, and the community here, probably about the friendliest people I've ever met.
We found our place again.
All my life I looked for answers. All I ever found were lies. I had given up on asking. I knew the truth would come with time. But the truth was right in front of me, just waiting my whole life. I was so lost without you, but I found myself tonight. I found myself in your eyes. I found somebody who sees me for who I am and who I was and who I want to be. I thought it would take a lifetime, but our lives have just begun.